Rouleau loops are an elegant closure often found on special occasion garments, delicate blouses, evening wear and wedding gowns. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to make your own rouleau strips. Turn it through using two different methods and create beautiful rouleau looped closures for your garments. Hello and welcome to the Sewing Whisperer and another video in the Buttons and Buttonhole playlist. If you're just joining me, you'll find the complete button and buttonhole playlist linked below, where we start with buttonhole theory and work all the way through to advanced techniques. If you'd like to sew along, there are free downloadable patterns linked in the description below. In this tutorial, I'll demonstrate two professional methods. The first uses handmade rouleau loop positioned with paper template, while the second uses looped elastic trim for a quicker alternative. Before we start sewing, let's look at how the paper template is created for the loop positions. The downloadable template was created in Adobe Illustrator, but it's just as easy to draw one by hand if you prefer. Draw a rectangle wider than the section where you would like to place the loops, plus seam allowance. In my case, that's 3 centimeters or 1 1/4 inches, by the length of the distance of the buttons on the garment, plus seam allowance, and in my case that's 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Mark in the seam allowance, in my case that's 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch, on the top and right hand side. The stitch line is the center front. Rule the width of the loops to the left 1.4 centimeters from the seam allowance line. Measure down 2 millimeters or 3/16 of an inch from the top for the top button loop position and mark the first loop position. Place markings for the other loops. In my case, I measured 1.2 centimeters or 1/2 inch from the bottom and repeated that 2 more times. You can work with the lines as they are. The loops are placed centered on the lines. Or if you like, in this example I placed them 1.2 centimeters or 1/2 inch all the way down. Fabric. Choose a lightweight fabric with a soft weave such as satin, silk or polyester lining fabrics. These fabrics turn through much more easily than cottons or linens and create beautifully delicate loops. Create the rouleau strips. To create the strip for the sample, cut a square of fabric 35 centimeters or 14 inches. Cut diagonally through the square to find the true 45-degree bias. I've used a roller cutter for this step, but you could just use scissors. Place the ruler on the cut fabric to stabilize it and gently separate the fabric, trimming any snags where necessary. Cut a strip of fabric along the bias line 3 centimeters or 1 1/4 inches wide. The first method for making the rouleau strip is if you have a loop turner. Fold the strip in half lengthwise and place the fabric under the foot with the fold to the right. Start wide at the top, then sew over to create a 2.5 millimeter or 1/8 of an inch from the fold for the stitch line. This width works just right for a loop turner if you have one. I've drawn a faint line with a pencil on my throat plate to use as a guide. Gently stretch the bias strip as you sew. This helps produce a smooth, even rouleau with less puckering. Finish wider at the end. Sew over the seam again to avoid stitch breakages as you turn the rouleau through. Cut the end of the strip at a right angle. Trim the seam allowance back 3 to 4 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch. Keeping the seam allowance wide helps to create a more rounded loop. For a flatter style loop, trim the seam allowance right back near the stitch line. Thread the loop turner into the fabric. Make a small snip about 3 mm or 1/8 of an inch down from the top. Place the latch hook through this hole. By cutting the hole, you avoid snagging the fabric with the latch hook. Trim the top corner. Pull the loop turner and gently encourage the fabric into the opening. Continue to apply pressure to the loop turner and pull the fabric through. This may take a little time because the width of the rouleau is pretty snug, but work slowly and it will turn through. Press the rouleau by pinning one end to the ironing board. Stretch the rouleau and pin the other end, making sure the seam sits along the front side, which ensures it doesn't twist. Press and steam the rouleau. Leave it pinned until completely cool. Cooling helps set the rouleau perfectly straight. If you don't have a loop turner, I suggest using some thread. To do that, cut a length of contrast thread approximately 4 times the length of the rouleau strip, plus an extra 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Double the thread over and sew it to the top of the strip in the center to the right side of the fabric. Fold the top over, fold the strip of the fabric in half with right sides together, sandwiching the thread between the strip. Start wide at the top, then sew over to create a 2.5 mm or 1/8 of an inch from the fold for the stitch line. Stitch to the guideline as before. Pull to gently stretch the fabric and sew the seam, while keeping the thread against the folded edge, and finish wider at the end. Sew over the seam again to avoid stitch breakages as you turn the rouleau through. Trim the seam allowance as before. Pull the contrast thread and gently encourage the fabric into the opening. Continue to apply pressure to the contrast thread and pull the fabric through. This may take a little time, but work slowly and it will turn through. Press the rouleau as before. Method 1: handmade loops. Print and cut the pattern. Cut the fabric. You'll need a right main and facing, left main and facing, and the 2 facings in fusible interfacing. As we've done throughout the buttonhole playlist, reinforce the facing with fusible interfacing before you begin. Using the paper template as a guide, stitch the rouleau to the marked lines, wrapping it around the template to create evenly spaced loops. When finished, trim the rouleau down to match the seam allowance. Place the paper right side up on the right hand main and stitch to the same stitch line. Place the facing on top right sides together. Turn over and stitch on the same row of stitching. Pivot at the top corner and sew across the top. Fold the fabric back and forth to weaken the paper. Gently tear the paper away. Trim the corner and the seam. Understitch the seam to the facing. Press the finished sample. If you wish to make the completed sample, sew the facing to the left side of the left-hand main. Trim the corner and the seam. Turn through and understitch as before. Mark the 3 cm or 1 1/8 inch centre front line. Place the right front onto this line. Mark the button positions. Sew the buttons. Button the 2 mains together. Method 2. Looped elastic trim. Looped elastic trim comes in various spacings and colours. Check the distance you would like between your buttons and choose the braid that best suits. If you are only wanting one loop in the corner for a keyhole neckline, any braid will do. Print and cut the pattern. Cut the fabric and you'll need a right main and facing, left main and facing, and the 2 facings in fusible interfacings. Fuse the facings as before. I also pressed a strip of 2 cm or 3/4 inch wide fusing to the wrong side of the main. Place the looped elastic trim on the stitch line of the right hand front. Stitch only through the elastic loops themselves, taking care not to catch the connecting braid. This allows the loops to remain flexible and keeps the braid hidden. Stitch the right angle across the bottom and top to reinforce the elastic within the trim. Place the facing on top, right sides together. Turn over and sew on the same row of stitching. Pivot at the top corner and sew across the top. Trim the corner and the seam. Understitch the seam for the facing. press the finished sample. If you wish to make the completed sample, make the left side as before. Button the two mains together. And that's it. You now know two professional methods for sewing beautiful rouleau loops. Whether you choose the traditional handmade method or the elastic loop braid method, you'll be able to create elegant rouleau loops, perfect for delicate blouses, evening wear, bridal garments and special occasion sewing. Up next we'll look at inseam buttonholes, great for blouses, jackets and coats as a special design feature. Be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next tutorial.